Good morning, students. How are you all doing this morning? That's great. Good, good. So, class, today I'm going to take your history lesson. Myself, Dilsheen Kaur, and I'm going to take your history lesson today of Standard 9th from Arhat College of Education. So, we'll quickly start up. Are you all excited to learn something new today? Okay. So class, before starting with our new lesson, we will discuss about Indian development. But also before Indian development, I want you all to answer me what is how do you define development in your own words? Okay, improving something, very good. Upgrading something, very good. Excellent. Yes, class. So this is nothing but developing something. Okay, so we'll start with Indian development, how different kinds of development have taken place in our country in past so many years or like in decade. All right. So class, first we will see media development. As you can see on your screens, the media development starts with what kind of media? Newspapers, magazines, excellent. Then, then radio came upon. Yes, yes, correct, absolutely right. Black and white TV, then colored TV, then LCDs, LEDs, and then internet. And that is what we are still taking help of. That is internet. Every time, the moment we wake up till the time we sleep, we cannot survive without internet. Am I correct here? Yes. So this is what the media development has taken place in past so many years. So as nowadays we are so much connected to internet and the social media. So except for the social media, uh, in what ways do you use internet? Yes, please tell me. Education purpose. Very good. Sit down. Anyone else? Games. Okay. You play games on internet. Yes. Any other purpose except for social media? I don't want social media answers here. Okay, we'll take up social media. Then your education purpose, your gamings, of course, mainly your entertainment. For your entertainment purpose, we all seek the help of internet, right? So I'm sure you all must feel very relaxed while playing on internet, like games you play. What kind of different games you play? PUBG and Clash of Clans. Okay. Any other game? Yes, Angry Birds. Okay. So these are the games that we play, and also we use not only for the entertainment and gaming purpose, but also for taking any kind of information related to anything in the world. We seek the help from internet. Yes. So that is how the media has been developed in past so many years. Now we'll see the second. Second, we see, I want you all to answer here, please. Please look at your screens and observe these pictures carefully. What all do you observe in these pictures? Buildings, flyovers, pools, right? Correct. Highways. So, what kind of development is this? When we see buildings, flyovers, road construction, what kind of development is this comes under? Excellent answer. Infrastructure development. So uh, we take example of so many things, like earlier when we used to travel, we used to take uh, for example, we used to take 30 minutes to reach somewhere, and because of the development in the infrastructure, Now it takes half of the time to reach somewhere that it was supposed to be in 30 minutes. Now it's taking 15 to 17 minutes to reach. So isn't that great? It's saving our time, it's saving our petrol, it's saving the traffic, and by diversing the roads and making the infrastructure um, more attractive, these things um, we take the consideration of. So is it clear? All right, so we saw two kinds of development. There are more kinds, but just to give you an example on an extract on this, students, as we just talked about developing things, so all of these kinds of development, all these developments are not possible without one development. What is it? We will see. Only by having a good economic development, we can have different kinds of development taking place in a particular country. Yes, class? So economic development is the main thing, is the main development without which no other development can take place in a country. Is it clear? So we will see what is economic growth, but before that, we will see what is economy first. Okay? Yes. So I'll read out. Please listen to me very carefully. This is a new topic that we are going to discuss today, economic development. Before that, we will see what is economy. Please listen carefully, everyone. An economy is an area of the production, distribution, and trade, as well as consumption of goods and services by different agents. So by this sentence, what do we understand? That economy is something where production is taking place, like the goods and services are producing. Also, distribution. When it comes to goods and giving services, rendering services, we distribute that, and while in goods, we trade that, right, from one place to another. So all of these things, also the consumption of goods and services. For example, the good there is particular kind of a company which is producing goods, then it is distributing them to the retailers and then trading them to the customers who are consuming those goods. So all this procedure comes under economy. This is economy. Okay, from the production till the consumption, this process is known, it comes under economy. Is it clear? Okay, then economy can be classified in different kinds like economic activities and non-economic activities. So we'll see what are economic activities first. An economic activity is an activity of providing, making, buying, or selling of commodities or services by people to satisfy their day-to-day needs of life. So what is economic activity here? Anything which includes or which which works for the purpose of money. In monetary terms, when we talk about, it comes under any activity which involves monetary terms, it will come under economic activities. um, we see activity of providing, making something, buying something, selling something. All of these things include money, right? Whenever you provide someone something, you the making charge is applied. When you buy something, so you give money. When you sell something, you get money. So these are the services which the activities which include money in it is known as economic activities. For example, we see business, profession, and employment. Is it clear? Okay. Now we will see non-economic activities. What are these? A non-economic activity is an activity performed with the purpose of rendering services to others without any consideration of financial gains. So this is just as opposite as economic activities. In economic activities, there was the presence of money, but in the non-economic activities, there is the absence of monetary terms. That is, for example, mother's love, social or religious activities. For example, students, when we talk about mother's love, if we say, for example, So your mother cooks for you, your mother gives you attention, your mother takes care of you. Is she getting something in return? Like in monetary terms, are you paying her? No, right? Also in religious activities, you do that from your faith, from your beliefs. Do you expect something in return, or do you get something in terms of money? No, right? So all this comes under non-economic activities. All the activities which does not involve money in it are known as non-economic activities. So now you all give me one example of non-economic activity except for mother's love, social services and religious activities. Excellent answer. Charity. Yes, whenever you give charity, you do not expect anything in return in terms of money. Very good. So seems like you all have understood what is economy and its types. Now class, as we started with a new chapter, economic development, and we saw what is economy first. Now we will see what is economic development. Economic development is a process by which the economic well-being and quality of life of a nation, region, local community or an individual are improved according to targeted goals and objectives. So here what is these lines are saying, that when you make some targeted goals and you make your objectives that this is what you have to do in a particular point or period of time. Yes, so then what happens, who is going to take the benefit of that is the question. A community? No. A region? A locality? A state? No. The whole country should be benefited by this. Further, it is saying it is important to know that economic development is not community development. A community development is a process for making a community a better place to live and work. Further, it is saying not only a community, a religion, region, state is taking the benefit of. When the money is in the making, the whole country is taking the benefit. The community benefits are included in economic growth. That is what it is saying. Further, economic development is purely and simply the creation of wealth in which economic benefits are created. In itself, the economic development, the community benefits are created. Okay, but as a whole, the country should take the benefit of that. So is it clear? Are we clear what is economic development now? Whenever the money is in making, the whole country is taking the benefit of that. Okay, so now class, we will see a quick video for the better understanding. I want you all to be very careful while you see the video. All right?
Okay, next question. Explain economic development. The Cambridge Dictionary defines economic development as the process in which an economy grows or changes and becomes more advanced, especially when both economic and social conditions are improved.
Yeah, that doesn't help, does it?
Who are you?
I'm Dana. You can think of me as your tutor.
Do you know what economic development is?
Rather than tell you what economic development is, why don't I show you? Follow me.
Have fun, buddy.
Would you like an ice cream?
Yes.
Ice cream. That's economic development. You see this ice cream shop? The owners moved to this country just a few years ago with the dream of opening this place. They used local milk directly from area farmers. When locals and tourists buy that ice cream, the owners make more money. And then they pay their employees, who spend that money in this city.
Thanks.
That's economic development.
Economic development tastes good.
Yes, it does. It turns out the ice cream is so popular, they opened an ice cream factory. We call that business retention and expansion. And they hired people with expert skills in ice cream from all around the world. Their ice cream has now gone international. Many of these people moved here from all over the world to work for this ice cream company. We call that talent attraction. Our city has become so well known for ice cream that we recently got a new slogan.
I now declare our city the ice cream capital of the universe.
Now we get to tell everyone how cool our city is, which is great for tourism. This year, our city is hosting the International Association of Ice Cream Makers Convention. Thousands of people are coming here to learn about it. And because we're so well known for ice cream, companies from around the world have moved here too, so they can get a scoop of the action. We call that foreign direct investment. We were able to convince an international cone company to move here to make cones for all the ice cream we're selling.
Well, it only makes sense to be where the ice cream is. Besides, this city has a great quality of life.
What does quality of life mean?
Good question. For economic development to happen, a city has to provide things that make people happy. People that work here want to enjoy their life. They want nature, things to do, good schools, and community.
I love this place.
So, do you understand what economic development is now?
Yes, it all starts with ice cream.
Right.
And making the place you live awesome.
Great answer. My work here is done.
So I think with the video, it must be very clear to you what is economic development. Yes, now we'll see what are the kinds of economic development. First, we have a socialist economy. Socialist means the system under which the economic system is controlled and regulated by the government. So make a note of it. This is very important. In socialist economy, the entire control is under the government. And why? For the whole and sole purpose of social welfare. Okay, the only motive is for the social welfare and also to give every individual equal opportunity. So there are some countries which are following social economies, that are Vietnam, Cuba, and there are more countries like that. Okay, is it clear? Now we'll move on to the capitalist economy, the second kind of economic development. Here it is a little opposite of the social economy. Here the government is not solely regulating and controlling the country. Instead, it is under the private ownership. Okay, capitalism means the economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production and their operation with the motive. So here the motive is the profit, but when it comes under government, the motive is social welfare. But in capitalist, the motive is profit. And also there is no involvement of government except for the just a minimum involvement to give the permissions, the licenses to hold things. Only for that purpose government is involved here. So there are countries who are following capitalist economy like Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and there are more countries who are following capitalist economy. Okay, is it clear? Fine. Now move on to the third, that is mixed economy. In mixed in itself is telling you it is a mixture of socialist and capitalist. That means the government is also holding as well as the private ownership is also there. So in mixed economy, there are countries who are following that: France, UK, US, or India, and many other countries. So we'll see. We have three aspects under mixed economy. First is public sector. Public sector in itself is telling you that it is for public. Who does something for public? The government. That means the industries in this sector are completely under the control of government. For example, like in our country, the defense equipments and anything related to army and all of these things are related to all these things are under the government. Okay, so this comes under public sector. Then we have private sector. Private is telling you that is owned by private ownership and the private industrialists. Of course, the government supervises and controls them too. That means just a minimum control is there for giving the licenses and support and supervising them. The government has the minimum control. For example, the consumer goods. Okay, so the last we have, that is joint sector. Joint is telling you it is the mixture of public as well as private. Okay, some industries here are owned by private industrialists while some are under the government management. So is it clear? All these three kinds of economies are clear: socialist, capitalist, mixed economy. Okay, we'll move forward now. Now, class, the government made some their targeted goals and their objectives. So we will see, we have a short book here. Let's see what is here. As soon as I will click on this, we will be redirected to the book, and let's read it. Okay, class, now we're directed to the e-reader. So these we're going to learn the 10 goals of 5-year plan policy that were implemented by our Indian government. Planning Commission in 1950 formulated India's 5-year plan goal for implementation of India's development. So these are the goals that Indian government implemented in the year 1950 for the economic development of our country. The general goals of the economic planning of India are as follows. So we'll start with the first one: increase in the national income. So when we talk about national income, it is nothing but it is a goal to increase the GDP of our country. Second, bring about rapid industrialization by focusing on the basic industries. Now there are very small industries which are not growing because of they are lacking behind and they are not noticeable to the government. So they started by noticing them and giving them the desired resources so that they can compete with big industries like Tata Birla. Third, bring about an increase in agricultural production so that the country becomes self-sufficient in food grain production. The third goal was implemented for agriculture production. So they wanted to increase this agriculture production so that our country never be dependent on some other country, especially for food grains. Okay. Fourth is use the human resources in the country optimally by making increasing employment opportunities available. So here they wanted to increase the human resource and wanted to use them more optimally, or we can say more efficiently, in an efficient way, so that they can increase employment opportunities for those who actually need them. Fifth, remove the inequality in earnings and wealth. In small villages, people used to discriminate people on the basis of many things like religion, casteism, racism. Many things were there. So to remove that barrier, remove the inequality in earnings and wealth was implemented so that every person can get the equal rights of their wealth or their salaries. Sixth, maintain stable prices of commodities. So here government wanted to stable their prices of the commodities so that people can also stable their standard of living, and to stable their expenses and their incomes. Seventh, bring the growth in population under control by family planning. So here, government wanted people to be more educated about family planning for those who were giving birth to 7, 8, 10 children and they're having no income source. So they could not afford all of them to be, very educated, or not make them even go to school. So because of which poverty was increasing, and a lot of problems were India was facing because of that. To control that, India implemented the Yojana of having maximum 2 children in one family. This was the reason it was implemented. Eighth, improve the standards of living by eradicating poverty. So they wanted to improve, stabilize the standards of living of the people so that they cannot they cannot go in the poverty line, or they can maintain their standard of living and their expenses and their income. Ninth, develop social services. So Indian government made some organizations which started helping poor people so that they can be self-sufficient. They do not have to be dependent on someone, and they can work hard and earn money, and that is why it was implemented. 10th and the last goal was make the economy self-sufficient. Not only, as we just read, the aspect of agriculture production, but also in every aspect it wanted to make our country self-sufficient, so that they don't need to be dependent on other countries for anything. And that is how these 10 goals were implemented. Now I'll quickly read them, so kindly note. Increase in the national income. Bring about rapid industrialization by focusing on the basic industries. Bring about an increase in agriculture production so that the country becomes self-sufficient in food grain production. Use the human resource in the country optimally by making increasing employment opportunities available. Remove the inequality in earnings and wealth. Maintain stable prices of commodities. Bring the growth in population under control by family planning. Improve the standards of living by eradicating poverty. Develop social services and make the economy self-sufficient. And that's how these 10 goals were implemented in the year 1950. The goals that we saw in the short book were just the targeted goals that government wanted to achieve. But when it comes to implementing them, it started in 1951, the first 5-year plan. That means the first initiative of the government that it took to apply some of these goals. So we'll read this. It started from the year 1951 to 1956. The expenditure in this plan was primarily on agriculture, social development, irrigation and flood control, source of energy, rural and small industries, heavy industries and minerals, transport and communication, education and health. This plan consisted of measures to lay the foundations of planned economic development. So in here, students, from 1951 to 1956, the government initially focused on the number one thing, that was agriculture, so that they would not be dependent for food grains on other countries to export. Okay, so then social development, irrigation as in yes, then again the field work, agriculture work, then flood control as it was increasing, so people were facing many difficulties to control that. They took many measures to follow up on that, to take care of that. Then source of energy, um, further rural and small industries, those industries which were ignored and were not earning, they started to focus on them. Then transport and communication, education and health for their Indian citizens. So these were the main things that were focused on in the year 1956 to 1951 to 1956 under the first 5-year plan. Clear? Then later on, after those goals, after 1956, the second 5-year plan was initiated from 1956 to 1961. Then we will see what all things they planned to focus on. This plan had ambitious goals of industrialization. Iron and steel industries at Durgapur, Bhilai and Rourkela, chemical fertilizers plant at Sindri, rail engine factory at Chittaranjan, factory of railway bogies at Perampur, shipbuilding factory at Vishakhapatnam, and other heavy industries were set up in the public sector. Huge dams like Bakra Nangal, Damodar, etc. were built to make water available for agriculture. It led to increase in the national income. So class, I think it is very much clear while I read all the things that were developed in the second 5-year plan. As you can see, it was more of making the industries, and it was focused on development of industrialization in private sector. It focused on iron and steel industries, Bhilai Rourkela, chemical fertilizers plant, also except for talking apart from the industries, they also focused on the dams, building dams for the agriculture to improve, so that there cannot be any scarcity of water for agriculture for the country. So, is it clear with the second 5-year plan that was initiated by the government for the Indian citizens? So, you see, children, how the government was solving the problem of Indian citizens by not only just developing the industries who are already renowned, but also taking care of the industries which are not earning anything, not earning profit, but taking care of them, and to see where they are lacking and helping them. This is how you should also solve your problems in life. Wherever you are facing, go till the roots and see the root cause of it, and then solve your problem like government does for their Indian citizens. Correct? Okay, so now we'll move forward. Then class, in the third 5-year plan was implemented in the country by the government in the year 1960, from the year 1961 to 1966. And the things that were focused on, we will see. This plan was aimed at bringing about a balance in industries and agriculture. The other goals of the plan included increase in national income, heavy industries development in transport and mineral industries, um, elevation of poverty, and to expand the opportunities for employment. So now that we saw here was government wanted to make a balance between the industries and the agriculture simultaneously. Other than that, they wanted to increase the national income, focus on heavy industries and their transport and communication. Then also the government wanted to focus on the poverty that was increasing, and how will we eradicate poverty? By giving opportunities for employment to every Indian citizen. Is it clear? That is how the third 5-year plan was focused on from the year 1961 to 1966. So class, here also I would like to say that while government is also working so hard, is still working so hard for the country to make it a better place to live and to work at the same time, you should also feel so proud and um, uh, never take a back step to work for your country. Wherever you get a chance to prove yourself that you are proud of being an Indian citizen, definitely do that. Okay. um, be patriotic and love your country. That is how the government is also working for the Indian citizens. Is it clear? That is how the third 5-year plan was initiated from the year 1961 to 1966. Is it clear? Now, class, let's see how much you all have understood till here today. We'll take a quick recap. Question number 1: what do you mean by economic development? Yes. Yes, very good, very good, excellent answer. By wealth coming in and very good. Yes, absolutely correct. Increase in national income, making the targeted goals and achieving them. Correct. And it is a wholly solely for the purpose of the country, not any community purpose. Very good, excellent. Now, second question: state three kinds of economies quickly. Socialist, good. Capitalist and mixed. Very good. Excellent. Last question. Give any 4 goals that were included in 10-year goals implemented by Indian government in 5-year plan policy. What we read in the book. Quickly give me 4 goals from that. Yes, eradicate poverty. Agriculture. Very good. Employment opportunities. And give me one more. Quickly, I know you all can do it. Family planning. Excellent. Very good. So I think now you all have very nicely understood the chapter till here. Now we will quickly do the fill in the blanks, the activity part. Let's see. First, economy has been divided into 2 types: dash activities and dash activities. Come on quickly. Excellent. Economic activities and non-economic. Second, A process by which the economic well-being and quality of life of a nation is improved according to targeted goals and objectives. Excellent. You didn't let me complete also. Very good. Economic development. Third, Hong Kong is an example of dash economy. Think about it. Socialist, capitalist, or mixed? Capitalist. Very good. Last, in mixed economy, dash sector includes some industries which are owned by private, whereas some exactly. Thank you so much. Joint sector. So seems like you all have very nicely understood. Good students. Very good. Now I will conclude my class here. Time for your homework. Please note it down very neatly in your notebooks. You have to learn those 10 goals that included in 5-year plan policy, and also you have to make a list of public and private companies that are currently running in India. All right, it's easy, it's not difficult. Good. Okay, so this was a wonderful class with all of you. I hope to see you all super soon again. Kindly do your homework, and we will see again tomorrow. Thank you so much.